Matt Walsh is a troll. He loves attention. He may also live under a bridge. And from time to time, I hear things about him snatching cattle and small children from farms. That's just what I heard. People are saying. Lots of people are saying. I heard it from somewhere. I read it on the internet. What are you talking about? I'm just asking questions. Does he actually live under a bridge? Does he actually steal children? I don't know. I can't tell. He says that he doesn't, but I don't know for sure. He could be lying. I don't know. Now, one thing he definitely did do that we know is fake an address so that he could deliver an anti-trans rant to a school board meeting, of which, again, he does not actually literally live in the district, nor does he have children in the district. Nonetheless, he went and ranted anyway. So now Walsh, of course, hosts a podcast for Ben Shapiro's Daily Wire and took to Facebook last week to proclaim that he would lead a Protect Your Kids rally outside Loudoun County weekly school board meeting on Tuesday. So now, why there? Why in Loudoun County? It turns out that is someplace that has been actually trying to take steps to protect transgender students, and therefore is a prime target in the conservative culture wars. As a result of this nonsense that's been happening, the Loudoun County School Board had announced some guidelines for those seeking to publicly comment at their weekly meetings, so they don't have freaking randos coming in and spouting nonsense and hate and bigotry towards the students and the people that live there. So now, one of the rules is that the commenters must be local residents if they weren't LCPS students, parents, teachers, or local business owners. So it seems fairly straightforward. Actually seems to make a lot of sense. Because again, why would you be at a school board meeting for a district that you don't live at or have any students enrolled? It seems like it's not actually your business, dude. Like, what are you doing? I mean, it seems super creeper like to go and randomly show up at meetings and to go off about trans kids. Like, why is that even a consideration in your mind? Like, why do you have an unhealthy fixation with transgender children? The way that you go on about it, it's like you're constantly thinking about them. You're thinking about it. It's like, oh, yeah, my transgender kids. You can't get it off your mind, and it's super, super weird and super freaking creepy. But I understand that's what they do. Okay? He decided to not follow those guidelines, and so was very, very upset, of course, when they didn't allow him to show up to do that. So he cried about it. In fact, here's what he said on Twitter. Loudoun County changed the rules so that only residents can speak at the school board. In unrelated news, I'm proud to announce that I'm now a resident of Loudoun County. Just rented a home in the area. I'll have a lease agreement. See you at the meeting. So now, a lot of people were saying earlier when this came out, like, oh my God, this idiot actually went and rented a house. Apparently, he says that he rented a room for like $1 from like a friend. I'm dubious about that. I'm very, very skeptical here because I don't think Matt Walsh has friends. You'd actually need friends for that. But okay, all right. Sure, if we take you at face value, all right. Well, there you go. Obviously, definitely trying to skirt the rules. In order to go to these meetings, he's very focused on this, very obsessed with trans people, with trans children. And now, as I said, this sad and pathetic human being decided that he was going to show up at this meeting and he's going to go off and say a bunch of terrible things. Here it is.
I would thank you all for allowing me to speak to you tonight, but you tried not to allow it, yet here I am. Now, you only give us 60 seconds, so let me get to the point. You are all child abusers. You prey upon impressionable children and indoctrinate them into your insane ideological cult, a cult which holds many fanatical views, but none so deranged as the idea that boys are girls and girls are boys. By imposing this vile nonsense on students to the point even of forcing young girls to share locker rooms with boys, you deprive these kids of safety and privacy and something more fundamental too, which is truth. If education is not grounded in truth, then it is worthless. Worse, it is poison. You are poison. You are predators. I can see why you try to stop us from speaking. You know that your ideas are indefensible. You silence the opposing side because you have no argument. You can only hide under your beds like pathetic little gutless cowards, hoping we shut up and go away. But we won't. I promise you that.
You silence the other side, he says, choking back tears in the middle of a rant that is very public. Isn't it hilarious how the same people that cry about, oh my God, I'm being silenced, are often the most loudest motherfuckers in the room? Like, oh, no, I can't believe I'm being silenced in front of a crowd of thousands of people. Or, you know, on the internet, like in front of the cameras. And by the way, he's going to go on later in this video and talk to Laura Ingraham. Far from being silenced, dude, seriously. But again, with the crying, the cope and seethe here, okay? And understand that this is all projection. He says, oh, they want to bring you in, and they want to indoctrinate people into their insane ideological cult, their religion. No, that's what you want to do. That's exactly what you want to do. You know what trans people want to do? You know the only ideology, the trans ideology is this. I just want to live my life. That's it. That's it. I want to live my life the way that I want to live it. And, you know, and that's it. I don't care what other people do. I don't want to mess with other people. I just want to live my life. Wow. Oh, that's terrible. But this guy's an insane person. And so he can't leave them alone. He can't leave them alone for a second. He's got to go after, and understand, he's got to go after children. By the way, these are kids that he's talking about. And no, he's not done crying yet, by the way. So now he goes on Laura Ingraham's show in order to take a victory lap over his little stunt, but at the same time ended up still crying because that's all he does. Watch.
They said that they made that change to disallow non-residents, and they made it coincidentally. It had nothing to do with me. And so I just want to say for the record that I became a Loudoun County resident also coincidentally. It's a lifelong dream that I've had to be a resident of Loudoun County, and I just decided to finally, come out and live my truth as a Virginian this week. And it all just kind of worked out this way, coincidentally. I do think it's interesting that the school board said that they just want to hear from parents. They want to give parents a chance to have their voices heard. Well, really? Because before I showed up, they were giving parents 60 seconds. So if you want to hear from people, if you want to hear their point of view, then it's just a strange strategy to let them speak for 60 seconds and then sound a buzzer and cut the mic off, because that's what they do in Loudoun County. That's how they communicate how much they want to hear from the parents in Loudoun County. Yeah,
they do not want any opposition. They don't want to hear from you.
Oh, again with the projection. Massive, massive projection all over the place. They're projecting everywhere. They don't want to hear from us. They don't want to hear from parents. No, they don't want to hear from your random ass, which they still had to listen to for 60 seconds, just like every other parent you just pointed out. Oh, I'm sorry. Did you want special treatment, Matt Walsh? Did you say that you deserve to have special treatment because you're Matt Walsh? No, you don't get any special goddamn treatment. Especially when you're going to sit there and harass people. What is wrong with you? What is wrong with this weak, pathetic man, this child? And by the way, he said, well, they don't really care to hear from parents. You're a parent, but you don't even have kids in the district. Why should they have to listen to you? You still came. You know why? Because you ended up having to skirt the rules. And now you're going and saying, oh yeah, well, look at me, I skirted the rules. I'm just going do this anti-trans rant. Yeah, look at me, I'm a winner. No, you're a loser. Pathetic, sad, baby. And again, very, very sad attempt in order to get attention. But guess what? Congratulations. You got your attention, Matt. You got it. It worked. People are talking about you. Yay, congratulations. Hopefully it was worth it, you scumbag transphobe. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a like and share with your friends. You can subscribe and help out the channel by becoming a patron. It's patreon.com/Jeff Waldorf, or you can become a channel member as well by hitting the join button below.